What's good, y'all? Good morning. Hope everybody's doing great. It's 8:45 Pacific Standard Time. Y'all know where I'm at. Sacramento, California. I'm on the West Coast. So if you're on the East Coast, might be a little bit later in time. But it's July 11th, Monday, and we getting this thing cracking off. Best believe we're getting this thing cracking off. Getting the week started the right way with a Good Morning Nation. But if I can, go ahead and give me that thumbs up. Give me that thumbs up so I know y'all can hear and see me loud and clearly. Go ahead and give me that thumbs up, and then we're gonna get the show cracking off. Go ahead and give some shout outs to people that are in the chat. Let me know what's good, man. Just waiting on that thumbs up, and we're gonna get the thing going. But y'all see the title. We're gonna be talking about a couple of things. Hold up, one thing. I'm gonna adjust something. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got the thumbs up by Digital Prez. What's up with it, man? Prezi in the building with the thumbs up. Appreciate you being here, folks. James Furtbo in the building. He says, good morning, nation. What up, Ray? Raiders! Get that knocked out. You already know what it is, James. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being with us this morning. SVT in the building. He says, I was up until 2 a.m. watching a documentary on Netflix. You must have been with your lady watching that thing or something, man. Netflix and chilling. I need my coffee this morning. Don't we all? Don't we all? Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. It was tough for me to wake up this morning. I don't know what it was, but boy, I was rolling out of bed like, man, oh man, I need an extra hour. But that extra hour of sleep would have been beautiful. Wake and bake, says James Furpo. You know what it is, man. I can't wake and bake when I do the shows, because if I were to wake and bake when I do these shows, y'all would be getting a different type of raid. Y'all be getting a different type of raid. You feel me? So Blue King is in the building. What's happening with you folks? She says, perfect timing for my lunch break. What's good, Ray? What's good with you, man? Your lunch break is right now at 8:45 in the morning. What do you be doing? You must work the graveyard shift. You must work the graveyard shift without a doubt. 5 people waiting, 5 likes. Before the live, can't find a more loyal fan base. Yes, sir. Raiders! You already know what it is, man. I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. Go make a play and hit the subscribe button, y'all. You know how we rocking. Let's get it. Alex S is in the building. Appreciate you being with us, folks. Gene, I see you, Gene. What's up, Ray? Looking forward to your content. Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir. I'm going to drop a video later on, and we're going to knock this live out, though. We got to get the morning started just right, okay? We got to get the morning started just right. We got to get the week started just right, okay? So make sure y'all go out there. Get your work in. I know some of y'all at work, some of y'all going to school, some of y'all just working out, getting y'all pumping. So make sure you do what you need to do to be productive and get your week started on the right foot. You know, the way I get my day started, y'all, to be honest, man, is I'll wake up, do the usual, go throughout the house, see what's going on, brush your teeth, wash your face, and make your bed. I can't emphasize this enough. Make your damn bed, okay? That's your first victory of the day, is making your bed. That right there is, you're going to come home and see you accomplish something, and that was you making your bed and you hop into a fresh bed. That's your first mission of the day. Knock it out. Make your bed. That's how you get started, okay? So that's just a little bit of advice from me to you guys. Make your damn bed. That's the first task of the day, and it starts accumulating. If you guys don't know, you do one task, you get that done, and it triggers something in your mind to continue to accumulate those tasks and get them done. So that's just a little motivation this morning. Make your bed. That's how you knock it out. That's how you get your brain, trick your brain into getting tasks done. Hey, Sue says, what's cracking, getting ready to deliver out here for FedEx? Yes, sir, brother. Appreciate you working for the FedEx, because, look, we all know we getting the packages in. We all know we need them packages. And without you, man, we ain't getting them. What's goody? Spotlight in the building. Appreciate you pulling up on us, man. Always love to see Spotlight pull up on the kid. You know what it is, man. Holding it down. Blue King said, I'm in South Carolina, East Coast. It's 11 out here. Oh, okay. Yeah, most definitely. I ain't thinking. It's about to be 12 o'clock out there right now. I used to actually live in North Carolina. I used to stay in Fayetteville. I actually lived in what's it called? Is it Jackson, South Carolina? Fort Jackson. Columbia, South Carolina. So shout out South Carolina. Got a really good friend that's from out there. He's from Columbia. Shout out SC. Eric Smith says, I ain't even got a noti. I didn't even get a notification that you was going live in 30 minutes. What the F? Yo, man, I don't know what it is about YouTube, but they be messing with the things to where they be damn near trying to skimp out on the Ray to Tate. They be trying to skip out on Ray to Tate. They be trying to, you know what I mean? So I don't know what it is with that, man. That's why I'll be having to tell y'all turn your notifications on, but at the same time, it's like they don't even send it out. But I appreciate you being here, Eric Smith. Always love to see you pull up on us, but I don't know what's up with YouTube. Honestly, I don't know. DeMo says, good morning to the nation. Shout out to the nation. Everybody let DeMo know that you wish him a good morning as well. Hey, Sue says Salinas. Shout out Salinas, man. Lock your car, because I heard they be stealing cars out there, bro. SVT, my guy. Yes, sir. Shout out, man. Ray Love is in the building. Will Dunn is in the building. He said the fire that burns the brightest in the Raiders organization is the will to win. Yes, sir, Will. Appreciate you, man. No pun intended. Michael Garcia says, hello, good morning. Good morning to you as well. Good morning to the Queen. Appreciate you being with us. Appreciate you being with us here today. Appreciate that. Neek 5 is in the building. I see you, folks. I see you. Herman, what's good with you, man? What's good with it, Herman? But let's go ahead and hop into this show. Let's go ahead and hop into this show and talk about a couple of things. I'm going to share my screen because the first thing I want to talk about is Derek Carr. And yes, I want to talk about Derek Carr because I feel like at this point in Derek Carr's career, I want to say been under more pressure. I want to say he won't have any more pressure on him than this year. This is my take on this, because when you look at this football team and how it's been built and how we've gave Derek Carr every excuse in the book. Everybody knows I've gone to bat for Derek Carr in the past. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows I'm a Derek Carr fan. But going into this season, he's never had a better football team than this. He's never had a better football team than this. SVT says, if your car gets stolen 100%, it ends up in Stockton. Oh, what the Oh, it's that. Raider Gay. Shout out Raider Gay. What's good with you, man? Ryu Reaper says, on my way to Long Beach for work. Was good with it. Shout out to Ryu, man. But let's stick on this topic. Yes, let's stick on this topic. And let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this, though, because honestly, Derek Carr has always had an excuse. What will be his excuse this year if he doesn't get at least a playoff win, right? What will be his excuse this year? So I think that is definitely where I want to start, is with Derek Carr. Who's under the most pressure? Josh McDaniels coming back for a head coaching job? Is it the defense with Patrick Graham? Because the defense and Patrick Graham have a lot to prove, y'all. They have a lot to prove. We haven't had a top 20 defense in a long time. And just to automatically assume because we get new personnel, because we get Patrick Graham, because we get Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler and all these new pieces on the field, doesn't mean it's gonna transpire and show out on the field. You know, we can't just start booking wins in just because we got great players, because we have great coaches. We're definitely gonna have to go out there and prove it week in and week out. And with Derek Carr, I want to go over his stats real quick, which is something interesting. Let's go ahead and pull it up real quick. I just want to share these stats because with Derek Carr, he's been able to keep this Raiders team afloat. He's been able to keep this Raider team afloat. Let me be honest. Now, when you look at his numbers, though, scroll up here, look at his numbers. You'll see that throughout his career, he's only had over 30 touchdowns one time. He's only had over 30 touchdowns one time. And the fact that nowadays you have players throwing for over 50 touchdowns and on a regular throwing over 40 touchdowns, we're going to have to see this number jump up precipitously. We're going to have to see this number go up more than 32 touchdowns. And that was back in 2015. Ever since then, it's been 28, 22, 19, 21, 27, and 23. Now, we're definitely going to have to bump those numbers up, man, because having Devontae Adams, alone having Devontae Adams, he's going to account for hopefully 10 to 15 touchdowns. You don't bring in Devontae Adams to get less than 10 touchdowns, right? You bring him in to get 10 to 15 touchdowns. You have Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller. So these numbers are going to have to jump up. And I'm one of Derek Carr's biggest supporters. But when I look at this, I have to take a step back, and I have to realize that he has no excuse. He has no excuse, Raider Nation. No excuse at all. When we go into this season, he has to be out there guns blazing, MVP Derek Carr that we believe he can be. And he's going to have to definitely go out there and prove that. But look, we're about to hit 10 minutes. We got over 50 people in the chat. If y'all can, hit that thumbs up button. If y'all can, go make a play, rate the like button, hit the subscribe button. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know how the algorithm works. Let's get this thing cracking. We just barely getting started. But that's just a little bit I want to talk about with Derek Carr. But Sterling says, yo, Ray, you right. There's no excuse this year. He literally has all he needs on the O side of the ball. Now, one thing I will add is the offensive line is questionable. People have been talking about this offensive line, whether it's the guard spot at right guard, left guard, and even right tackle, with the simple fact that Alex Leatherwood is supposed to be our right tackle. We drafted him last year, moved him to right guard, and now we're hearing throughout training camp he's taking most of the snaps at right tackle once again. Now, the fact that it's still a question mark looming around the offensive line, it doesn't concern me that much, because when you watched them at the end of last year, when you watched them for the second half of the 2021 season, they came out and they were able to play some decent football. Let's be honest. Josh Jacobs was able to run the football better. Derek Carr was able to stand in the pocket a little bit longer. We're able to win a stretch of football games to make it into the playoffs because that offensive line was young, but they were able to gain that experience starting those games as the season is going on. So just like with Andre James this year, he should be doing much better. He's gaining weight. He's getting stronger. He's getting older. You got to think these guys are only 23, 24 years old. They still have years to develop and become stronger, faster, more complete football players, especially at offensive line. Think about Colton Miller. We had Colton Miller for 3 to 4 years before, let's say 2 to 3 years before he started actually molding into that prime left tackle that he is now. He's easily a top 15 left tackle. We could say top 10 left tackle. So you have to give that time, of course, but do we have that time? Do we have any more time to wait? I don't know if we do. Ryu says first year with the McDaniel system, yeah, 100%. But I still don't find that to be an excuse. Is that an excuse, Ryu? Do you find that to be an excuse for first year in his McDaniel system? Especially for the fact that he's coming from New England and Mac Jones. I mean, they were able to win with Mac Jones. Now, we have to definitely understand, and this is a good point, that coming from New England, Josh McDaniels has played with a top 10 defense almost every single year. So think about it like this. Are we able to win games like the Patriots were able to win games last year? And what I mean by that is, you guys know specifically what I'm talking about with the Buffalo Bills, and they played the Patriots. And Josh McDaniels went out there and only threw, how many times did he throw the ball? For less than 5 times? I can't even remember how many times he threw the ball, but he only threw the ball so many times. Would the Raiders be able to do that? Think about it. Would the Raiders defense be able to hold the Bills to a low score to where we can only throw the ball 2 or 3 times, run the ball the rest of the time, and win that game? I don't know if we really have that. And I think that's what you get with Bill Belichick and having his defense on the other side of the ball. So I definitely want to see how everything just transpires with Josh McDaniels being the offensive coordinator and not having that Bill Belichick defense to help him out per se. So let me go scroll down a little bit. My guy, I seen him drop a comment right here, the most. At the same time, the defense needs to step up as well. You can't allow teams to put up 30 on us and expect us to win games like that. 100% the most. And I'm glad you said that. It is perfect timing because we just touched on the defense on having Bill Belichick. And I want to share some more stats because I really want to go in depth with you guys and, show you exactly what I'm thinking, right? I want to show you exactly what I'm thinking. I don't want to sit here and sugarcoat anything. But let's go ahead and look over this because when you scroll down, so those are Derek Carr stats, and I want to go ahead and go to the next page and show you guys the red zone offense while under Derek Carr, because this is going to be critical. This is going to be a critical situation. Where's the red zone? Here it is right here. Thank you very much. As you can see, the red zone is right here. Let me click on it. I'll highlight it for you guys. And I'm going to go through each year. So last year in 2021, Derek Carr was our quarterback ever since 2014. We drafted him, and he started ever since. Now, hold on. Stick with me. The red zone was 26 in 2021. 26 in 2021. You move on to 2020. It was 23rd. Now we go to 2019. It was 22nd. 2018, it was 22nd. So you mean to tell me for the last 4 years, the Raiders have been at least 20th or worse in the red zone? Now, that is terrible. Now, do you contribute that to Derek Carr or do you contribute that to John Gruden? Now, stick with me again. Stick with me because when you move on, right, past the John Gruden era, you go backwards. Say go back to Jack Del Rio. So the last 4 years we had John Gruden, and we've been 20th or worse in the red zone. But watch this. You go to year 2017. Okay? You scroll down. Look at the red zone. Ranked 7th. Now, how the hell do we go from ranking 7th in the red zone all of a sudden, 4 years straight, ranking at least 22nd or worse in the red zone? Now, that's dramatic if you ask me. Like, if you ask me, honestly, that is dramatic. And where does that come from? I feel like that has to be the coaching because we've had the same quarterback, and all of a sudden, the moment you change quarterbacks, that very moment, the moment you change head coaches, not quarterbacks, the moment you change head coaches, that very moment, all of a sudden, the red zone just drops off. Because I just showed you the last 4 years, it was 20th or worse. Now that first year, dating back to 2017, it was 7th. Now let's go back one more year. Maybe that's an anomaly. Let's go back to 2016. We're looking at the 2016 year, 14th. We're looking at year 2016, and we were ranked 14th in the red zone at that moment. So we're not even ranked outside. We're top 20 the 2 prior years of John Gruden. Let's go back another year in 2015. Again, Derek Carr, still our quarterback. Ranked 7th in the red zone. I'm not making this stuff up, y'all. I'm just dropping free knowledge right now. So was John Gruden that big of an issue in the red zone to where we couldn't get it done and rank higher than 22nd? That's what it seems to be the problem. So I hope Josh McDaniels comes in and changes this, because even when you date back to 20, let's go to Carr's rookie year, 2014, Derek Carr's rookie year. The Raiders were ranked first in the red zone. So it's very interesting to see that. I'm very curious to see what Josh McDaniels does with this offense in the red zone, because I don't know if it was John Gruden or not, but he's definitely changed a few things and we're not getting it done. Dick Vitale says, every time we get the ball goal line, we run the ball. Yes, 100% true. That was John Gruden. Maybe that was just a John Gruden era. Another thing is, you notice with John Gruden, he didn't like to throw the fade. I don't know what it was. He didn't like one-on-one situations, but he didn't like throwing the fade or getting his guys open. So that was kind of frustrating. EG, appreciate you pulling up, man. Glad to see you able to make it out to us. Always a fun time having you with us, man. Steve Martinez says, what has DC4 number been in a new scheme every time, and that will tell the tale? DC4 number been in a new scheme? You know, he's done pretty well as far as new schemes, because he's had, 5 head coaches now? Jack Del Rio, Tony Sperano, John Gruden, Rich Bisaccia, now Josh McDaniels, and then I think he had before it was Jack Del Rio, somebody. It wasn't Dennis Allen. Who was it? Am I drawing a blank? Ray Love says, run them likes up and subscribe. You know what it is, man. Go make a play, rate the like button, hit the thumbs up, go make a play, hit the subscribe button, do your touchdown dance. You know what it is, man. Shout out Ray Love for pulling up and dropping some knowledge. 801 says, if you look at the quarterbacks who throw 30 or more, have a legitimate number 1 wide receiver or a really good group of them. Yeah, 100% true. But at the end of the day, man, you got to get that. You got to get that ish done. You got to get it done. 801, you got to get it done. Gene says, we've had 2 former Packer wide receivers that have said that Carr is similar to Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I hear you, Gene, and I agree with you 100% because that's facts. I mean, I got to agree with facts. At the same time, though, people going to hate, man. You know, people going to hate on Derek Carr for no reason. Let me get to a couple more comments because I see the comments is booming here. We got a super chat. First super chat of the day. Appreciate you, Ty Davis. Always love to see you make it. Always supporting the channel as well. If y'all want to drop a super chat, it's a great way to support the channel. Also, you could join the membership I am going to be doing live streaming with Madden. All right. If anybody's on Madden, make sure y'all pull up on us, man. Make sure you pull up on me. Maybe you can teach me a couple things because I've been getting my A whooped, man. But he says O-line is questionable, but new coaches. I agree with that. I think our coaches will get this offensive line figured out. Trust me, I think they will. You think the coaches can turn the line around? Yes, I think they are going to turn this line around. I'm not a fan of Tom Cable, Ty. I really wasn't. When Tom Cable came in, I felt like the narrative was, oh, he's going to do great things. He's a great offensive line coach. And Tom Cable was not a good offensive line coach. He wasn't even that good of a person, I feel like, because the fact that you bring in a guy that has history of punching personnel or players, whatever it was, in the past on other teams, and then he comes in and there's rumors about Tom Cable having conflicting, let's say, play calling with Greg Olsen because he wants to change some things up. Tom Cable, that is. And it's like, dude, you're the offensive line coach. Let the OC be the OC because you're causing rift. And, you know, the offensive line just wasn't good in general. Every single offensive lineman we had last year, I said this before, but every offensive line we had last year, every single one was drafted by us. And who was the offensive line coach? Tom Cable. So if you think the offensive line was bad and we have bad offensive linemen and didn't draft good offensive linemen, well, look at Tom Cable because he was there the entire time. John Simpson, James, Leatherwood, Parker, Miller. All right, the list goes on. So we're definitely going to have to upgrade the offensive line, but I think it will. I think it will with the new coaching. Most definitely. Will Dunn says Jackson Donnell, don't mention what happened. What happened? What Jackson say? What the heck? Just okay. Kiffin, my fault. Kiffin. I always get Kiffin. For some reason, I always get Kiffin and Allen mixed up. Or was it Kiffin? It was Dennis Allen. Yeah, it had to have been Dennis. It had to have been Dennis Allen. What's up, Ray? Let's get this party started. Yes, sir. KB, appreciate you pulling up with us, man. Appreciate you being out here with us. Queen says, rate them likes. You know what it is. Rate them likes. You know what it is, Queen. Tell them, Queen. They're going to listen to you. Ritter Gabe says, weapons and play calling. I believe that. I believe that. Play calling was horrible. Ritter Gabe says, weapons, Crabtree, and Cooper, and play calling 100%, bro. The thing is, with Crabtree, we were able to get those one-on-one situations. Think about it. When we were playing the Saints, you guys remember that first week, 2016, a beautiful game, beautiful moment where Derek Carr throws it up to Michael Crabtree, he catches the ball, and he, boom, scores. We never see that anymore, and we have to get that back. Hopefully, we can start doing that again with Devontae Adams and Waller, but man, I'm telling you, we have to do that. Red zone play calling are chess moves, 100% M85. They are chess moves, man. We have to get that red zone back up. We have to. I'm not sure what it was with him, but it was definitely a tough situation when it comes to let's see. Queen Rhetoric says that kill. Oh my gosh, she said that kill play ain't cutting it. Oh man, that's tough right there. Because it's funny when he calls certain stuff out, the defense knows what he's talking about. Defense knows what he's talking about. Berserk in the building says, hey, Raid, I know the Chargers added some good players this offseason, but in my opinion, the Chargers are getting overhyped in every NFL list. They always add good players, but end up choking. I agree with that, man. I agree with that 100%. I'm not a big fan of the Chargers myself. I don't think they're going to go out there and mess people up. I still have to wait till Justin Herbert proves something. Justin Herbert has to prove that he can go out there and win big games, control a game, and have great time management. That's what I have to see from when it comes to Justin Herbert. But until then, I'm not going to be sold on the Justin Herbert hype train. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Chiefs. I'm going to stick with the Chiefs being the ones we need to beat as of now until proven otherwise. I'm not really too worried about the chokers. Shout out to you, Berserk. What was that? Good morning. Okay. Ed Butt says, every quarterback McDaniels had in New England had success. I'm expecting more of the same. I trust McDaniels' play calling way more than Gruden. 100%, man. McDaniels' play calling should be legit this year. I hope he comes out conventional and doesn't try to do too much or just does his thing, right? I hope he just does his thing and we get the ball rolling soon and we don't start out slow and have to, work into it. But, whatever happens this year. This year is going to be very interesting because I feel like our hopes are very high, nation. Like, let me be honest. I feel like our hopes are very high because we have so much stuff going on. Think about it. New president, new GM, new DC, OC, Devontae Adams. Like, the Devontae Adams thing seemed like it was just a dream yesterday, and all of a sudden it's true. And we're going into the season with Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones. So we're definitely going to have to we have our hopes up. I know Raider Nation, man. I love how we made the playoffs with no coach as the best wide receiver in the league and one of the best pass rushers, but we're still trash. Laugh my ass off. We're going to surprise other teams this year. Well, the media hates the Raiders, man. The media does not like the Raiders. There's nothing around it. They're still trying to knock us off right now. Al Davis passed away, and they're still trying to, it's kind of low, but they're still trying to get out the Raiders, and Mark Davis has to deal with the punches now. KB, man, he says, what's up with Gillespie, Ray? I don't know if he can help or not. He's just stuck on the bench. That's the thing, man. I'm looking around, and I haven't heard anything about Gillespie. I haven't seen anything about Gillespie, and I don't know if he's going to be able to help this football team. But if Patrick Graham may see something in him, then he can go out there and play some big nickel. He's definitely going to be the special teams guy. We know that for sure. As far as Gillespie, though, that's all I know, and that's all I've actually heard. If anybody else has heard anything about Gillespie, go ahead and let me know. So it's very interesting what Gillespie got going on. And on speaking on Gillespie, I want to go ahead and hop into the next segment that I have, and that is the sophomore superstar. And I want you guys to go ahead and drop down in the comments who you guys think is going to be a sophomore superstar, because we have a lot of players that could potentially break out for a Pro Bowl year. We have a Trevon Moehrig, a safety, who last year really stood out and was a great safety for us as a rookie. He could be a sophomore superstar. Look at Nate Hobbs, top 5 graded corner and the highest rookie graded corner. He could be a sophomore superstar as well. There's plenty of guys. Alex Leatherwood, Malcolm Kuntz, who is definitely a sleeper. Devon Diablo. Definitely a lot of guys out there. Let me know down in the comments who you guys think your sophomore superstar is. I'm going to tell you guys who I think it is here shortly after I go over a couple of comments. What's good with the Edgar V in the building? Appreciate you being here, man. We almost at 100 people in the chat. If y'all can, make sure to hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if y'all new. Y'all know how it is, man. Make a play and rate that like button, man. Knock it off. Steve says, Ray, in your opinion, do you think we can have that two-headed monster in the run game like the Browns? We need the run game to get started early. With the way McDaniels runs offense, I definitely think we could get this thing going. Now, who will be that number 2 back, though? Because we know Josh Jacobs is number 1. Let's be honest. Josh Jacobs is that number 1. Whether he got the franchise tag or not, whether you like him or not, it doesn't matter. He is running back 1. Now, running back 2, who is going to relieve him? Is it going to be Zamir White? Is it going to be Drake? Who is going to be that punch to where he could be able to take off on him? Really? That's what it is. Take off on him. Because Josh Jacobs is going to be able to punish the defenses. He's going to make people miss. He's going to make them tired. But who's going to grab the ball and hit that one cut and take off? So that's going to be interesting. But let's see who some of these sophomore superstars are. Excuse me. Justin Lawson says Diablo. Diablo is actually a very good one. He could be a potential. Edgar V says Nate Hobbs. Ed B says Moehrig is definitely going to be a superstar. KB says Nate Hobbs without question. KB, you biased, man, because you've always liked Nate Hobbs. Ever since we drafted that man, you've always been all Hobbs. So shout out to KB for spitting straight facts when we drafted Hobbs, because he was one of probably the only people that was really saying Hobbs is going to be a dog. Gene says Moehrig. Moehrig is for sure. SVT Diablo. I see you, man. I see you. If I had to choose, I got to say Kuntz. And the reason I say that is because I feel like there's a huge gap between what we've seen from Kuntz and what we can see from Kuntz, right? And that's why I feel like for me, it's going to be Kuntz. Because for Moehrig, I feel like Moehrig was a superstar in a sense last year. He had a lot of production. He did very well. He even started, and he's a second-round pick, nearly a first-round pick. We traded up to get him. So I feel like he has to step up and be that superstar in a sense. Then you talk about Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs, I feel like he is a superstar, right? He's a top-tier cornerback currently in the league, whether you want to look at stats, whether you want to look at grade, whether you want to look at film, whether you just want to ask people around the league, he is actually touted to be one of those better slot nickel corners in the league. So the fact that Hobbs is already getting that recognition, I think I'm going to go with Malcolm Kuntz on this one. I do like Devon Diablo being a sophomore superstar, but the fact that he did get some playing time, he did go out there and beat out Corey Littleton for the linebacker spot, which is impressive. Shows that he does have a lot to prove in a full season going into this year, a full season starting at linebacker. I'd love to see what he brings to the table. Now, there was another play I wanted to talk about, and who was it? You got Trevon Moehrig. Oh, it was Gillespie. We already touched on that. So Leatherwood. Kane Town says Leatherwood. Now, this is a very interesting one because not only is it on the offensive side of the ball, but it's on the most critical part of the offensive side of the ball that we've yet to see if it's good or not. And that is the offensive line. Leatherwood definitely could be that superstar. I've heard a lot of good things coming out of the camp of Leatherwood. The staff is liking him and seeing his development. And the fact that we heard the Patriots wanted to actually potentially pick him up prior to the Raiders actually getting him in the draft. So we'll see what happens with him. We'll definitely see what happens with him. Let me get to this comment real quick. Gene says good points on Kuntz. Yes, most definitely, man. I agree with it. I feel like anybody you choose on the defensive side of the ball really they could really explode, man. Any of these guys on the defense side of the ball really can explode. But I like Malcolm Kuntz to see what he does, and let's see how he gets some things done. Another subject I wanted to touch on was the defensive tackles. Do you guys think the defensive tackle room is good enough, or do you guys think we have to go out in free agency and grab ourselves? Do we have to grab ourselves a defensive tackle? I want to talk about this real quick because the talk just not too long ago was that Ndamukong Suh was supposed to be coming in. Ndamukong Suh was the guy, right? He was the guy. Now all of a sudden the talk dies down. He said it would be fun to play for the Raiders. He said there was even talks. It probably was a lot of mumbo jumbo. If y'all ain't check out the film study I did on Ndamukong Suh, y'all make sure y'all check that out. But it was probably a bunch of mumbo jumbo. So I definitely want to pull this up and show you guys a little bit of the defensive tackle rooms availability. Some availability here. Let me see if I can pull this up, make it a little bit closer or a little bit bigger for you guys so you guys can see it. But Ryo says, Bull Nichols got the D tackle. I hear you, man. I hear you. Definitely hear you. I heard he's dealing with somewhat of lingering injuries right now, but I do like Nichols. Don't get me wrong. I do like Nichols. Let's go ahead and go down this list real quick. Excuse me. That's that indigestion. Let's go ahead and go down the list of D tackles. Now, Ndamukong Suh is 35 years old. We had no problem talking about bringing him in. We had no problem talking making content about him. And he's 35 years old. And when you look at this list of the rest of these dudes, he's the oldest one on here. But he's probably the best. Let's be honest. He's probably the best. You can go down and see a guy like a Danny Shelton, a little bit younger, has some experience. He's not going to come in and blow the doors off the room, though. Larry Ogunjobi is a free agent. Hold up. Someone confirm. Larry Ogunjobi is a free agent? I didn't know he was a free agent. Someone's going to have to confirm that for me. JT is in the building. What's good with it, Taylor? He says Gillespie is having a good but difficult camp. He's making plays on his good days, but he is struggling with the scheme change and has shown to be out of position too much. We'll contend next year. That's an interesting quote, man. That's an interesting comment, actually, because I've yet to hear about Gillespie doing anything really. So basically, he's still on the same track as last year. He still has to continue to prove where he's at and what he can do. So very interesting. You know, a fun fact about Tyree Gillespie is that when he came into the league, he had 0 interceptions his entire college career. Tyree Gillespie, he played for Missouri. On that defense was very good. Nick Bolton was on that defense, who is now a linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Very fast linebacker. We've seen him make a couple plays against us. That defense was real good. But fun fact, he didn't have any interceptions when he played for Missouri. So that's interesting on Gillespie's part. He did play single high in college. He had a very good game against Alabama. I remember doing the tape. He had a very good game against Alabama. I think that's what really rose his stock to be able to be drafted. I think that's what helps most players when you play good against Alabama. So, and he was an SEC guy. So, let's hopefully Gillespie can come around and make some plays. Edgar V says, what's good with it, JT? Appreciate you sliding through, man. Edgar V says, we need Phylon. 100%, bro. We do. And I mean, I feel like Raider Nation has been screaming this from the rooftops, and we've yet to kind of get any word from Phylon as far as being signed. I believe he went in to meet with the Raiders, and after that, the talks have just ended. I don't think he's going to come in. I think he was kind of upset as well, because if you follow him on any social media, he actually replies about Raiders news, especially when it came to the defensive tackle talk with Ndamukong Suh. He replied to some of the stuff, and some Raider fans saying, no, I'd rather have Phylon, and Phylon replied to the tweet saying some stuff along the lines of, I'm just paraphrasing, of like, I guess they don't want me or something like that. So, shout out Phylon. I hope we do bring him in, because I think he stepped up last year big time, improved a lot, and he wanted to play for the Raiders. So I definitely want to bring in players that want to be Raiders. Everybody hard on Leatherwood. I have never seen a rookie start on the O-line that did not struggle ever. Shout out DK, 100%, man. And that's why I think a lot of us just have to give Leatherwood that time. We just have to give Leatherwood that time to develop. That's all it is, man. Yes, Dave Maxwell, exactly. Nichols is hurt. Yep. He's dealing with some lingering stuff, but I heard that he should be ready. I heard that he should be ready by the season. So not too worried about that. Willie Wayne in the building. What's good with you, man? Appreciate you pulling up on us. He said indigestion. Yeah, bro, indigestion, man. I'm telling you. It's them late night munchies, bro. I got to knock that shit off, man. Be destroying me, them late night munchies. Ray, I believe that Phylon is healthy. We're good at tackle. You think we're good at defensive tackle? That's, I don't know, man. Raider Gay. Yo, shout out Raider Gabe for becoming a member. Appreciate you, brother. That's the best way to support the channel. Everybody, welcome Raider Gabe to the team. You know what it is, man. Everybody give Raider Gabe a shout out for becoming a member of the channel. If y'all want to become a member, just hit that join button. Y'all know how we rocking. Willie Wayne says Raider camp opens July 18th early because of Hall of Fame game. Yes, the season is starting August 4th, I believe. I believe the season is starting August 4th, if I'm not mistaken. We have the Hall of Fame game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, so we only have like 3 more weeks without football, y'all. 3 more weeks without football. 3 more weeks, y'all. So make sure y'all stay tuned in. And again, Good Morning Nation is every Monday, all right? Good Morning Nation is every Monday. Every single Monday morning. So make sure y'all pull up every Monday morning to Good Morning Nation, man. Jason Marshall says we need a bully up the middle. Suh would put this defense over the top into the top 5. I hope Suh would do that. I do like Suh. I think he would be a good addition to this defense, but we just have to see what happens. I don't know if Suh's chasing a bag or what it is, but we just haven't been able to close that deal apparently. Z3 in the building. He says, I would like Phylon also do bald. Yeah, I like Phylon too. He wants to be a Raider. He's let the people know. CT Silver and Black. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. If you're on the East Coast, it's good afternoon. If you're on the West Coast, it's still morning time. Don't you know what I mean? I'm on the West Coast, so you know what I mean? Don't rush my day. Jonathan Ogden didn't really struggle, but he's one of the GOATs. Okay. I seen somebody say that the Steelers actually signed. Okay, it says Kamikaze says Ogden Joby signed with the Steelers. Okay, thank you for confirming that. If that's true, thank you for confirming that. Angel, what's good with you, man? Retired U.S. Navy. Salute the service. Appreciate you, man. He says, good morning, Ray. Salute to you and the greatest nation, the only true nation, the Raider Nation. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate that comment. Always appreciate you sliding through and being able to view on this live. He says, welcome, Raider Gabe. Yes, sir. Shout out Raider Gabe for pulling up on us. You already see the team is out here, man. Welcome to the Captain Tier. Gene says, welcome to the Captain Tier. Yes, sir. We the People is in the building. Are you We the People 707? You take the 707 off? Shout out to you, man. What up with you, man? Appreciate you pulling up on us. Ryu says, Abram shadowing Adams. Yes. Abram shadowing Adams in all these LVRJMC videos. Man, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. See what Abram does this year. Look, I'm a big fan of Abram. I am a big fan of Abrams. I know a lot of people say they don't really want him around. He's a liability. I think Abram can fix it. Personally, I really think he can. Think about it. When he gets beat in coverage, it's almost like he just has to work on his ball skills. Think about it. When we were playing the Chiefs and that running back mossed him, he was in position. He just got mossed. Hear me out. When we were playing the Giants and he went up against Evan Ingram and, Daniel Jones drops a dime on him, but he in position to make a play. He just gets lost because he doesn't have those ball skills. So I think if he's able to work on his ball skills, Abram is going to be a force to be reckoned with, guys. I'm telling you right now, if Abram works on those ball skills and he's able to develop them, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Abram is going to be a freaking dog. I'm believing Abram. Let him play his contract out. I wouldn't trade him or nothing like that. I'd let him play his contract out because dude could be a dog for real. Chris Waytek says, love your shows, Raid. I like this shirt and hat, my brother. Appreciate you, man. If anybody's interested in a hat or a shirt, if anybody is interested, y'all can go to redemptionbrand.com. Link is in the description. If you sign up with your email, you get 10% off. You already know what it is, man. We're going to rock with y'all. Rock with me. Support the brand, support the channel. You get a hat and get a t-shirt. This shirt actually isn't out yet. I'll probably drop it sometime this week. I'll let y'all know, but appreciate you supporting, Chris. Thank you very much. Means a lot to me, man. EG says, I hope Josh McDaniels and Mick Lombardi are a huge improvement over John Gruden and Greg Olsen. They have to be, man. They have to be. We're probably going to see a lot of similar plays. Play calling. I ain't going to lie. I feel like we're going to see a lot of similar play calling. But we'll see what happens. I take Fallon over Sue at this point in their careers. I hear that. I'll take both of them. Let's get it. Where we at? KB EG says, I honestly think Daron Harmon will start over Jay Abram. Man, if Daron Harmon starts over Jay Abram, then Harmon better be a freaking dog. Because I like Abram. And I might be biased. I don't know. I just like Abram. I like his playing style. I like that he can hit hard. I like how he could be a bullet. And he just be making plays, bro. Think about it. Hitting CMC, Melvin Gordon. It doesn't matter who the running back is. He's flying in and he's making a tackle, bro. I love to see that kind of stuff. Nobody else is doing that. Maybe Perriman. Perriman does stuff like that, but Abram is on a different level when it comes to that. Mo Dizzle says, I seen Fallon. He's still walking around with a full leg brace. No way he's healthy for the first half, if any, of the season. Okay, that makes sense because he did tear his ACL, correct? Or was it his MCL? And I don't know how long that stuff usually takes, but he tore it right at the end of the year. So definitely going to have to figure it out, get the therapy on that one. Ready for Life says, I'd rather pay Darren Waller first and worry about Ndamukong Suh. So I think if you pay Darren Waller, I don't think it would affect the cap as far as right now. I think it would only affect the cap for next year. He would still get paid what he gets paid this year, but then he would get paid more next year unless you were to give him a bonus. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Z3 says 186 likes. Come on, nation, hit the like button. Dang, look, we got to get to 100 likes, y'all. If we can get to 100 likes, y'all, it's going to be popping. Trust me. If we can get to 100 likes, I would love it. We got to get over 100, though. If there's over 100 people in here, we got to get over 100 likes. Y'all know how that works. Yes, I did. I took the 707 off. Okay. You ain't repping 707 no more, man. What happened? Troy, appreciate you, Troy. Glad to see you in. You said, what a do, Ray. We really the black horse in the West? It sounds like we are. It really sounds like we are. And I don't know why. Especially since we finished second last year. We went to the playoffs, play against the AFC champions. So I'm not sure why we're the black horse, but we are. We are every year, and I'm not really tripping too much. Honestly, I'm not. Iron sharpens iron, 100%. 100%, Kamikaze. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Steve Martinez says, Abram has a speed and loves to hit. He's a true Raider. And if you guys mad about his coverage ability, then you guys need to go in on Perriman as well. Yeah. I think the thing with Abram, though, is that he's a safety, right? He's a safety that has yet to polish his coverage game. And I'm not mad at people that are upset with Abram, but I'm just a fan of him. This is just a personal thing. I'm not going to be blind to the fact that he has been a liability in coverage. He has, let's be honest. But he does make those plays to where it makes you say, "Oh, damn, that boy balling right there." Okay, so JT Abrams Abrams coverage is up. Linebackers looks quicker. Linebackers or pounds look down. Linebackers looks down, looks quicker. Hips better, but not the best. Still unsure about his mental when the ball's in the air. Looks 10 times better right now. Hands better than I thought. Okay. Now, Abram, are you saying this is based on training? Okay, training camp. Now, the thing with Abram is the ball skills, bro. Like we talked about just this here a second ago, the ball skills. He has to get those ball skills that much better because if he doesn't, he's just going to continue getting mossed, and then he will definitely be off this team. Joseph Duran says, I'm willing to bet he loses his job to Harmon. So now that Duran wants to bring up, a little bit, how he wants to bring up Duran and Harmon a little bit. How about we go ahead and go into the comments? If you guys think, who do you guys think is going to start? Duran Harmon? Who do you guys think is going to start? Duran Harmon or Jonathan Abram? Let me know that in the comments right now. Leave a comment down in the chat. Harmon or Abram? I got Abram all day. There's no way I'll bring in a Duran Harmon and start over Abram. If he does, I would be highly upset. I'll be honest. I would be highly upset. Maybe if we go into some dime package and then we put Harmon back there at safety, put Jonathan Abram up as a big some type of sub linebacker or a big nickel or something like that. But there's no way I would want Harmon starting over Abram. No way in hell. Not in my book. If it were to happen, I wouldn't be mad. You know what I mean? It is what it is. What's best for the team? You know what I mean? If y'all the coaches think that's best for the team, then it is what it is. But who else on our team makes the big plays like Abram? That's pretty tough. Outside of defensive linemen, you're right. Abram is the only one that's gonna go out there and make that whoa play. But he does give up plays, but everybody on that defense gave up plays. I mean, if we're keeping it 100, Mullen gives up plays. I got tape of Mullen giving up plays, and I like Mullen, right? There's plays of I've seen Trevon Moehrig give up a touchdown. There's plays to where, he's dropping interceptions as well. So there's, but Abram, he does be making some plays. He does. Let's see what we got. Duran, yep, you got Harmon, 100%, brother. I hear you, Duran. Harmon from Kyrie, okay. Ryu says Abram. I think DV said Abram as well. He says Polamayo is starting as strong safety. Man, he ain't starting no damn strong safety. Marcelino, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you pulling up on us, Marcelino. Glad to see you out here. He says, I feel like they got more trust in Abrams. Potentially, but you got to remember that Harmon has history with these guys. Harmon has history with this front office as well. But I like Abram. Jason Singleton says Abram talent wins out. Abram makes big plays, just not in the pass game yet. Just not in the pass. Exactly. He has to figure out that pass game. Right now, Jonathan Abram is almost like a great value Jamal Adams. Is that fair to say? Jonathan Abram right now is like a fair game Jamal Adams? I don't know. Maybe that's not a good comparison, but I feel like it could be. Edgar V, I would put my last dime on Perry to make a play before Abram. Ooh. Ah, man, your bottom dollar. I'd have to agree with that. If I put my bottom dollar, yeah, Yeah, I would probably too. I'd probably too. I mean, we're talking about a Pro Bowl linebacker. You know what I mean? Perriman's a Pro Bowl linebacker. Sean Donahue says Nate Hobbs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Number 24 all day. He could play in the box and stop the run. He is a bulldog. 100%, man. 100%. Chicano Raider Raid. What games you going to this year, if any? Yo, these games are getting out of hand. So the game prices, if you guys didn't know, the Raider games are the most expensive games this year of any NFL team. Of any NFL team, the Raiders games are the most expensive. The most expensive game in the season this season is the Raiders versus 49ers New Year's Day. That's the most expensive game this season. And I think the second most expensive game is the Raiders at home versus – is it the Raiders at home versus the Chargers or something like that? I can't remember. But the tickets is crazy. But I want to go to the Rams game in L.A., and I want to go to the Niners game in Vegas. Those are two games I want to go to, yo. Those are two games I want to go to. Jason Marshall says Abrams' pick off Herbert week 1 will shut this kind of talk down quick. Yeah, man. But he would have to get that pick first. I ain't even going to lie. He would have to get that pick first because he does not be making any interceptions. I don't know what it is about, brother, but how many big plays for Adams versus lack of coverage and missed tackles? How many big plays for Abrams versus, I think you're talking about Abrams, versus lack of coverage and missed tackles? So missed tackles from Abrams, I don't know if I would really contribute missed tackles going to Abrams so much. Although he might here and there. The thing we have to realize is that when you have a player like Abrams, this man is all over the field, guys. Like, there's going to be instances to where it seems like, okay, he you know what I mean, he messed up on this play. But the thing is, he should have never been there. We have to realize, like, Abrams is doing things that he shouldn't be doing, and it's not a bad thing, but he's basically going out of his way to make a play, and he might miss that, but he was going out of his way to make that play. So when you watch the film and you actually watch Abrams, you'll realize, like, dang, this dude is everywhere. Watch the Raiders defense. Like, we watch the games, right? Watch the defense. Why is Abrams around the ball every single time? Every single time. He's always around the ball. So that's why I just have to give him his flowers because, bro, like, he'll be in situations to where he's not the one supposed to be making the play, yet he is. And that's why I really like to emphasize Abrams' skill is that he's making up for what other people lack. He is actually watching film. Like, remember when we were playing, who was it, Pittsburgh? Or no, it was the Browns. And he shot into the backfield like a rocket before they even snapped the ball. And it was like, bro, this man is watching the film. This dude is out there trying to get it done. He's trying to be a mental part of the game. He's trying to get that down. And obviously, when you hear him talk, he's trying to mature as well. So, you know, that's all you can ask for from a young man and from somebody trying to up their game. But look, you still got to work on the ball skills. You feel me? I hear you, Nation. I hear you. Trust me. Gruden was bad in the red zone. Yeah. We went over them red zones, boy. Woof. We went over them red zones because that was tough. Raider Gabe says, I agree with you right on Abrams, but not picking up his fifth year and bringing in Hardman might have the upper hand. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like with Josh Jacobs, right? We don't give Josh Jacobs that fifth-year option, and then we go out and we get a running back that the Patriots used to have. We go out and we draft a running back in the fourth or the third round. Can't even remember now, but excuse me. JoJo says, how many big plays? Okay, yeah, okay. That was a good comment. Appreciate that one. Joseph says, I'm really excited about Patrick Graham, though. So am I, man. If y'all haven't checked out that Patrick Graham film study, make sure y'all go check that out because that was a good one. That was a fun one. It's a little bit longer, but to be honest, if you watch it, you're going to get a full assessment of how the defense is going to look on the field, okay? You're going to understand what coverages we're going to be going after, and you're going to see the tendencies we have, right? Right off of the bat, I can tell you right now, our tendencies are going to be run a zone on first down, run a zone on second down, and then on a third down, depending on what kind of distance it is going to be a man coverage with some type of robber and a blitzer, okay? This is just every single time, every single series, that's nearly what it was. So if y'all want to check that out, y'all can go check it out. Check that film study out. That was actually a very fun one as well. Donahue says, I was referring to Hobbs making big plays like Abram, not putting him at SS. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, man. Hobbs is going to be Hobbs, man. The only thing with Hobbs that's going to be interesting for me, per se, let me pull this back up. I just realized I didn't have this on the screen this whole time, man. For me, per se, is that Hobbs was in that cover 3 system, okay? We've seen a lot of guys be good in the cover 3 system, but all of a sudden, when they're not in the Gus Bradley defense anymore, they're not the same player. And it's happened to a lot of players, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in how everything transpires, but I'm definitely rooting for Hobbs. I think Hobbs will be great. Abram is garbage. Anthony comes in with a haymaker, says Abram is garbage. We know what he is after 3 years. An injury-prone box safety that can hit but miss tackles on the regular and gets mossed left and right. Anthony, that is a good statement. I can't really argue with anything that you said there. I want to say garbage personally, but the fact that you said we know what he is after 3 years, an injury-prone box safety that can hit but misses tackles, I agree with everything you said in that, man. And if someone were to tell me this and went out there and said, look, I don't really want to keep Abram anymore, and that's why they don't give him that 5th-year option or that 5th-year give him a new contract or pick up his 5th year, I would agree. I would say, okay, that makes a lot of sense. You said what you said. I agree with what you said, and it makes sense to go ahead and move on. But my rebuttal to this is, at what point do you tell yourself, is he good enough? Because you have to actually think about, like, okay, every player on the football team is not going to be a freaking superstar. Think about it. Like, every single player is not going to be a superstar. It doesn't matter what team you choose. They always have one player that the fans might say, this guy does this, that we don't like, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, you're not going to be able to find a replacement as good or better. Who are we going to put in to replace Abram that's good or better than him right now? I don't think Deron Harmon is good or better than him. Like, would you really like, what's better? What has a higher ceiling? Jonathan Abram or Deron Harmon? Like, to me, that's a no-brainer. To me, that's just a straight-up no-brainer. KB says, Ray, Teamer is better than Abrams. Oh, KB, bro. KB. Oh, man. I don't know if you didn't drink your coffee this morning. I don't know if you ain't get your I don't know, man. I don't know if you didn't get your wake and bake, but that is ridiculous. Teamer is not better than Abrams. I'm sorry. Teamer is not better than Abrams. I've watched Teamer get beat several times. Like, and I'm not talking about just simple getting mossed. No, you're not even in position, bro. You don't even know it's almost to the point to where you don't even know the defensive play. Okay. You're not even in step to be in position to make a play. Teamer is not better than Abram. That doesn't even, no, don't do that. Y'all going down a rabbit hole, and y'all gonna get a whole nother side of raid here in another 5 minutes. Y'all keep bullshitting with me. Don't bullshit with me. Michael Guerrero says, salute, Ray. Salute to you, MG. Appreciate you pulling up on us. He says Brandon Bolden is going to be a beast on 3rd down. Brandon Bolden, is he going to be that beast on 3rd down, or is it going to be Zamir White? I can't wait to see this running back group. I just really can't. I really can't, because it's going to be a lot of fun. Pacey and Cunningham with the super chat. Appreciate you dropping a super. Y'all know how it is, man. Appreciate the support. Cunningham always flies through and is always showing out for us, man. He says, sup, bro? How you been? How have you been, dog? How have you been? Glad to see you out here with us. He says, unrelated to the Raiders, but you think about what Moran said about Jordan. I mean, look, let's talk about it real quick. I'm a Jordan guy. You know what I mean? I'm a Jordan guy. I'm a Kobe guy. I'm an Allen Iverson guy. You know what I mean? I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm not a big fan of these new dudes in the NBA. Okay? I'm not a big fan of them. The only dude that I like in the NBA nowadays is Jason Tatum. You know what I mean? I'm kind of a Celtics fan. I'm kind of a bandwagon fan when it comes to basketball, I'll be honest. I'll just follow a player. So wherever the player goes, I'll go to that team. So you can say I'm kind of a bandwagon fan in that sense. But it's not like I really choose the team. I kind of just choose the player. So I like Jason Tatum. And so as far as John Morant, I don't really like John Morant that much. I feel like he talks a lot. He's in the media about what he says more than what he does on the basketball court. And I don't really like that. You know what I mean? So And what you're talking about is John Moran saying he thinks he's better than Jordan and could take Jordan, which is a fucking joke because, dude, you're getting hurt in the playoffs and you can't even barely play. Like, that's a joke, dog. Like, the fact, like, you can be confident, but don't be stupid. You know what I mean? Don't be stupid and be like, oh, yeah, I think I could take on Jordan. Like, be like, come on, bro. Like, I don't know. It's just, y'all out here acting dumb. That's like, you're supposed to be confident, but think about it. It's like Nate Hobbs being like, Nate Hobbs, you think you could guard Calvin Johnson? Hell no, Nate Hobbs can't guard no Calvin Johnson. That's stupid. There's no way. There is no way you could guard Calvin Johnson, Nate Hobbs. If you were to come out there and say you could, you might have to get a drug test. Let's be honest, Nation. Our secondary never been the same. Never since Nnamdi left. Nnamdi, my favorite cornerback of all time. Just because he was a Raider, I had his jersey. People used to call me Lil Nnamdi in high school because I used to play cornerback. I even got the number 21 on my jersey because of him. Jason Moore says, I blame the camera cart guy ruined Abrams' career, shattering his shoulder. Oh, my gosh. Abrams reckless, dog. He just be running into stuff. Someone said, you don't like Luka? Someone said, you don't like Luka? I'm really not a big fan of Luka. I'll be honest. I'm really not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Luka, honestly. Peter Rodriguez says, without question, when Jonathan Abram was on the field, defense was better, period. The intensity and the energy of all those around him are raised. 100%, bro. And that's a good point, Peter. Thank you, Peter, coming to bat for me, bro, because that's a good point I would like to add as well, is that who has the most energy on that damn field outside of Abrams? It's like Abram is the one that brings the goo. He's the one that brings that swagger, that brings the gel for the defense, that actually is going to bring the intensity, like Peter said. Shout out Peter, man. Exactly, bro. Nobody else. Him, think about it. Him at the top level, Denzel Perriman at the middle, and then at the bottom you have Max Crosby. Those three at those tiers, yeah, they bring that intensity, man. Sean Donahue says, tape don't lie, did a film breakdown on Teamer last year, and it was ugly. No way he better than Abram. Yeah, I watched film on Teamer, and I already know he's not better than Abram. I've watched the film, and he's not better than Abram, bro. That's a great way of looking at it. Abram has more potential than Harmon. Exactly. Especially when it's Abram's last year. Why would you bench Abram his last year? Not pick up his franchise tag. Why not just trade him? You know what I mean? Why not just trade him? You feel me? So that's just kind of how I see it. Donnie, you says you don't like Luka. He's not really he's not, you know what I mean? He's not really, he's not my cup of tea. Let's put it that way. He's not my cup of tea. Todd Davis with the super. He says gonna be member after work you. We sign anyone else? We signed anyone else? Nah, we haven't signed anyone else, man. We haven't signed anyone else. I ain't seen nothing crazy. Sean Donahue says, I can understand if you're not a fan of Luka, but dude's game is unreal. Yeah, no, it doesn't mean he's not good. Like, John Moran is good. Luka is good. There's a bunch of dudes that are good out there. Jordan Poole's looking good. There's a bunch of dudes that are good. I'm just not a fan of them. You know what I mean? Got to do membership from laptop. Oh, okay. You're talking about the membership? Yeah, sorry, man. I'm not sure why the membership, as far as the mobile, it doesn't really like be work. It's weird, man. It don't be working like that. So I'm not 100% sure why it be acting finagly or all weird or anything like that. But if you guys do, let me see. If you guys do want to become a member, let me see if I could pull this up right quick. If y'all want to become a member, I'll put the link right here in the chat. I'll pin it to I'll see if I can pin it to the top of the thing. But anyway, definitely, if y'all want to become a chat, appreciate y'all. Let me see. Pin. Okay, pin that to the top. All right, we good. We rocking. All right, back at it. Pacey Cunningham says Abram might not be good at everything, but he has a certain skill set. You got to find some way to get on the field. Yes, you have to put him on the field. He has He has too much of a skill set to where he could make an impact on your game, okay, on that defense. EG says, I think Devon Diallo and Jaylen Brown can be the answer to shutting down Travis Kelce. You know, to be honest, I don't think anybody could shut down Travis Kelce. You know, I'm going to just keep it a buck, like right there, 100%. I don't think anybody's shutting down Travis Kelce, man. He's the best tight end in the league, in my opinion. He has been for the past, like, 6 years. Like, let's be honest. Travis Kelce has been consistent. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. He was good before Patrick Mahomes got there. I feel like people forgot that. So even though he's a Chief, I'm a realistic, you know what I mean? And I'm unbiased. Travis Kelce is the best tight end in the league until proven otherwise. And not only that, his consistency with health too. Like, bro, Kittle was having issues. He was out for basically a whole year. Waller was out most of the season last year. Kelce, dude, just plays every game. So I'm sorry, but there's no shutting that man down. Slowing him down, like the guy Donahue says, 100%. I think Devon Diablo could be that guy to slow him down. Hopefully he can. But Kelce is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Just like with Waller. You know what I mean? Just like with Waller. Ryu says, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Abram have the most interceptions on our team the past 3 years and he missed one? Hold the phones. Hold the phones. Let me pull something up real quick. Ryu speaking. Ryu is saying something crazy. The most interceptions the last 4 years? I don't know. How would I even be able to look that up? I don't know how I'd be able to look that up. Here's the grades, though, real quick for our second-year stars. Probably end the live on this. I just noticed we're over an hour now. Just show you the grades because I know some people don't have PFF. And anyways, Trevon Moehrig played the most snap for us last year. Let me see if I can zoom in real quick. We're going to break down these grades and we're going to get out of here, y'all. These are for the second-year stars like we were talking about earlier. Let's go ahead and scroll up. We'll go ahead and focus on the defense. We'll focus on the defense here. And as you can see, Nate Hobbs finishes at the top of the list with the PFF of 80.1. 80.1, y'all. Very, very high. He finishes fifth amongst 116. That's lethal. That's lethal right there. You got Tyree Gillespie, doesn't even rank, but he didn't really play much. I think you have to have so many snaps. Trevon Moehrig finishes 25th with 71 PFF grade. Devon Diablo finishes 35th with a 60.8, and Coates with the 60.8 as well. You know what I mean? That's pretty much where I'm going to leave this live at. Definitely was a good time to get with y'all, share with you guys some of the defensive tackle free agents, talk about a little bit of pressure that's on this football team, Derek Carr, Josh McDaniels, just in general, because we have a lot of unproven stuff going on, guys, and I think we need to realize that. I don't want everybody's hopes to be up. I want us to kind of have that mindset of we still have to go out there and prove it. I know we look great on paper. We have a Josh McDaniels. We have a Patrick Graham, Devontae Adams, Chandler Jones, and a good quarterback. But I want us to go out there and prove it. The defense has been unproven. Patrick Graham had the 20th something ranked defense last year, so he has to come in here and prove that he can make this defense better than 20th. Josh McDaniels has to prove he could be a head coach. Okay, he hasn't proven he could be a head coach yet. I'm sorry, he hasn't. So he has to prove that. Dave Ziegler has never been a GM before. He's never been a GM. Go check his track history. He's never been in the position of a general manager, okay? And also, Derek Carr has all the weapons he needs and has no excuses. So it's going to be a hell of a year. It's going to be a hell of a year. But, yo, let me get to go now. Raid, without Cheetah, Kelce is in trouble against Hobbs and Harmon. KB, man, I don't think Kelce will ever be in trouble, I'll be honest. But it's definitely going to make it tougher now that the cheetah's gone. Most definitely. Gene says, great time, Raid. Looking forward to more of your truth. Be blessed. Blessings to you, Gene. Blessings to everybody that was in the chat today. If y'all can, hit that like button. Go make a play and rate that like button before y'all head out of here, man. Hit that subscribe button if y'all know. Every Monday at 8:45 or 9 o'clock, we will be going live for Good Morning Nation. If you see GMN, it stands for Good Morning Nation. You already know what it is, man. I appreciate everybody pulling up on us and having a good time, having a blast this morning, and go out there and prosper. Have a great week. Go work out. Get your coffee. Go to work. Go to school. Educate yourself. Be healthy and stay safe because it's hot, and hydrate. Okay, hydrate. Until next time, y'all, rate